Warren Burkholz here, loan officer in Marietta, California. We'll be dealing with home loan interest rates today. This is part 4 of 5-part presentation. Real estate agents and buyers are wondering what sort of crystal ball can they use to determine what is going on with the rates, particularly around the issue of foreclosures and should buyers be waiting. So it's our contention that a 75-year history of fixed 30 mortgage rates beats any crystal ball any day. In this case, let's look at the period from 1945 to date. This is the 10-year bond. In previous sessions, we pointed out that it's a perfect gauge for any kind of fixed year 30 mortgage. From our prior sessions, looking at the image in the upper right-hand corner, if you were to apply a layer on top of the 10-year, a fixed layer on top of this 10-year interest rate, you'd have the exact 30-year mortgage rate for any particular product. That layer is like icing on a cake, and the icing could be the thickness of 1.5%, or it could be up to 3.5%, depending on the type of loan, say A++ paper, or in the case of maybe self-employed person, bank statement loans would be more of a 3.5% range, icing on the cake. Okay, so looking back at 1945, think of the rates at 1% for the 10-year, add 2% onto that. 30-year mortgages at that time, 3% common average. Moving forward in time to 1972, 6% 10-year mortgage rates would have been 8%. Off to 1981. Wow, a 14% 10-year mortgage rates would have been 16% or higher depending on the risk factor. Over time since 1981, and this is what most people think of and remember, a lot of our buyers and borrowers weren't born in 1981. So moving off in time, we can see rates have been steadily dropping, and that's what people are used to, declining rates. Wait and we'll refinance to a lower rate. Okay, well, we don't believe that's where things are going. We think we're off to the distant past, not the recent past. Nonetheless, in 2000 and 2007, we did have a housing crisis. Meanwhile, and we saw prices drop of homes. So let's look at housing costs and housing prices during this history, this 75-year history. We'll use the U.S. Census Bureau data for the nation, and as a metric, the value of the dollar in the year 2000. Using that, we can see that housing prices steadily rose fourfold over the same period of time, that interest rates rose tenfold up to 15-fold. Interest rates did not have an effect on housing prices well into the year 2007, 2005, let's say. Even when interest rates dropped, housing prices rose at about the same steady pace. So what happened in the housing crisis and the Great Recession? Can it happen again? Is there a chance interest rates will drop? Is there a chance housing prices will drop? Well, let's go to the University of California, Riverside, their data that they publish regularly. And let's look at what happened then and where we're at now, and compare it to some of the concerns that people have. There is a gap forming since 2016, where the level of house sales in terms of quantity of sales has leveled off, but the price of housing continues to go up. So is that going to continue to go up? Will house prices drop? What's going to be the effect on affordability? Again, we'll go to the University of California, looking at their information on the foreclosure rate. As you can see, foreclosures have been dropping steadily and remain very low. More importantly, though, serious delinquency rates are low and are dropping. Serious delinquency rates are actually dropping as foreclosures remain low and flat. Serious delinquency rates dropped from 1.5% in 2017 to 1.1% in 2018, July to July. Foreclosure rates are now at 0.3%, less than 1/3 of a percent, historically low figure. So the risk of foreclosure and a housing crisis just not on the horizon. Looking forward at the effect of the interest rates on affordability, notice the blue bar graph is increasing steadily as the interest rates on the x-axis show the increases that we've been seeing over the last 2.5 years. So this is what has been happening with rates. What isn't clear, and I need to explain, is that red line that you see tilted downward left to right is reflecting about a 2.7%, almost a 3% drop in home values at the same time. We haven't seen that drop in home values. We've only seen an increase in home values historically. But even with a drop in home values, you can see the affordability issue remains more and more challenging over time as interest rates go up. In fact, we need to see a 6% decline in housing prices year to year to make up for the increase in interest rates. So if you're a first-time home buyer and you're wondering if you should buy now, if you're going to wait for interest rates to drop after we've actually hit a historic bottom, probably waiting for Godot. So first-time home buyers, to me, it's a no-brainer. Buy when you can and lock that loan as soon as possible. Going forward, if you are a real estate professional and interested in the subject of interest rates or related topics, please drop me an email and let's get together with a mastermind group. Thank you.